Good morning, sports fans. Welcome back to the Sports Case. I'm your host, Casey Hudson. And it's game four. Game four already. If you guys don't mind, you're joining me for my matcha because, of course, we got to get this recap and prediction out nice and early. The boys dropped the puck at 12:30 today at Amalie Arena, so they get to maintain that home ice advantage. And, just a couple quick things before we hop into the recap. Did I love game three? Of course I didn't. Did I love the comments and the chirping? Absolutely. Please continue. Bring it on. I do not mind some NHL playoff chirping because all of us are just out here hoping that our team does what we asked them to do. Win, get an opportunity to snatch Lord Stanley and run through the streets, or in our case, through the rivers and the oceans with it and celebrate. So keep the comments coming. Let me know you guys' predictions for the rest of the series for game four. Keep the conversation going. I'm enjoying it. I am loving it. And to you who thought I was so mad about game three's loss, you know what? You're right. I wasn't digging it. You want to know why? Because there's nothing worse than seeing such a surge, such a comeback, just to lose it. And at the end of the day, it's hockey. These games really do go either way when you're playing two good teams. If a team is absolute crap, then it's just like ridiculous. But, we can't count out the fact that the Florida Panthers are here for a reason. So with my matcha saying, actually, I can, and, just mix that out and make it a wheat because I got a good feeling about today. But hurt or not, the boys are making a comeback. So diving into the game three recap, the Panthers pulled it off in overtime, and with none other than Lundberg being the OT scorer. And that was comedic to me just because if you guys joined me for the last recap, you know that I referred to Lundberg as the annoying little brother that just tries to get underneath everybody's skin, which is true. He's out there to piss people off. And I think he's only scored 2 or 3 career goals in general or this season, something along those lines. The bottom line is that he's not a big scorer. He's out there to piss people off. He likes to play the muscle, and he ends up being the OT winning goal. Yes, I was pissed, but my feelings aside, the Panthers fought hard for that game. So starting off with period one, Sam Bennett returns to the game after being suspended for game two after the hit that he put on Blake Coleman, and no better way to make a comeback than to be the guy that puts your team on the board first with a redirect. So Sam Bennett gets his goal for the night, and then Gudas follows up with that, moments later. So they get a 2-0 lead in the first period and maintain it throughout the whole first period. So with that being said, y'all know the deal. Panthers take period one. And they came out fast, and they were playing hard. Obviously, we knew that they were going to do that. To be behind in the series by 2, you got to fight for that game 3. So the hunger was going to be there. I wasn't underestimating that. I was just overestimating the fact that the Bolts usually do take advantage of momentum. Now, going into that second period, there's no conversation needed to be had about that. The Tampa Bay Lightning for sure took the second period, scoring 5 goals. So not only did they make a comeback, but they also took the lead. And what I liked most about this second period is that the defense did tighten up in front of Vasilevsky and Anthony Cirelli. I mentioned him the last recording as well. Here's the thing. He is a workhorse. And I love that he's always able to contribute, always able to get that puck out, always working hard against the boards. His forecheck game is very strong. So it was great to see Cirelli get on the board. He's been long overdue. He hasn't had a goal since March. So it was very well deserved. And, it put the Bolts back in the game. With that said, momentum is a thing. I know that some people are probably like, what's with this chicken and momentum? Here's the thing. Go back and watch multiple games of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It takes that one goal for these guys to just completely rally and take advantage of it. So yes, momentum. It just becomes this domino effect where they start getting on the board or start being more effective or efficient, and it just keeps going from there. And we've seen that be one of the most consistent parts of their game. And with that game, it went from Cirelli to Ross Colton getting his first playoff goal. The kid just made his NHL debut this season, and he's been an asset. I love his confidence, as he charges towards the goal. He's a very fast and confident skater. He makes great shots on goal. He showed us that not only was his first NHL goal, but shootouts. It was very interesting to everyone when Coach put Ross Colton out there, who was probably in his second game ever. And the kid makes this amazing shot on goal. So it was also really nice to see Ross Colton get his first playoff goal. And then it continues. Stamkos gets on the board. Blake Coleman gets on the board. Point gets on the board. Coleman gets on the board. And this is all in the second period. So, of course, by the second period, I'm over here feeling myself. I'm like, yep, my 4-2 prediction was right, because not only did they not just score 4 goals, they scored 5, and then they maintained the Panthers to just 2 goals until, the second period was winding down, and then they got up to 3. But I'll take it. Bulls still had the lead. Then we head into period 3. Period 3 is just, it was kind of, I don't know, maybe they're keeping things interesting. No, all jokes aside, defense started to loosen up a bit. And here's the thing, the Panthers are a fast team. They're really good at the rush. So with that being said, our defense has to maintain playing a tight game. The minute that they loosen up for 2 seconds, the Panthers are that team to take advantage of it, and they've shown that every single time. That neutral zone is nothing to play with. And as soon as our defense isn't completely locked in front of Vasilevsky, then that just throws an opportunity at the Panthers to have a hell of a forecheck game. And they are really good at forcing turnovers. If you guys have paid attention to the last 3 games, it's really been the turnovers that have killed the Bolts. Because in game 1, yes, we pulled off a win, but there was a lot of turnovers in that game. The Panthers were getting in the passing lanes, they were forcing turnovers, and they were taking advantage of those opportunities. Any time that they force a turnover, they really do maximize on that opportunity, and they force the Bolts to give up plays. So that's what the third period was. It was back to the turnovers. It was back to, a loosened up defense. It was their game, and they were the ones forcing the Bolts to play their game. Obviously, they tie it up, take it into overtime, and then it goes from them having a solid third period, making a full comeback, and then, as I mentioned earlier, before Lundberg just sealing the deal with that OT goal. So what do we have in store for today? It's game 4. And like I mentioned before, it's not just the fact that I love this team. It's me paying attention to a lot of what they did in the bubble. I genuinely did think that they could take game 3, but you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I think that when they leave plays on the ice, when they get that opportunity to reevaluate, when they get that opportunity to practice, and we got to catch up with the guys yesterday in press conferences, it's just that hunger and that determination to make that comeback. They do so. They follow up on it, and they're usually pretty efficient in doing so. So with that being said, probably not as much of a high-scoring game today. Obviously, Panthers are going to be hungry to tie up the series, and they're a fast team. They're a talented team. They're not in playoffs for no reason. I think that adjustment to having Sam Bennett back, because he is such a force to be reckoned with on the ice, I think they got that feel back, because we saw what happened in game 1 when they were at full capacity with their guys and we were at full capacity with our guys. It was a tight-knit game. It was a great game. And there was even some sloppy moments for the Bolts where they ended up still pulling off a victory. So playing short of Sam Bennett on game 2 gave us a little bit of an advantage. Game 3, we saw what happened. So game 4, I think all the teams are going to be pretty even kill now, to where we all know what to expect. Everybody's, got the feel for every guy on the ice out there. So it's really just going to be that player game. Stick to your structure. May the best man win today. Low scoring game. I'm honestly concerned that we're going into another OT. It's just, we're at that point in the playoff hockey where I think a lot of overtimes are going to start picking up. So I'm going to go with a 3-2 victory for the Bolts in overtime. That was my guesstimate the other night when they just completely took off. Maybe it'll be good luck for me to put that guess back out there. But I think no more than 3 goals, and that third goal is going to be collected in OT. And, I would be really, really, really stoked to see Anthony Cirelli get another goal. I would like to see more out of Matthew Joseph. Pat Maroon, he is another workhorse out there, which is he's awesome to watch. But, of course, the tensions are probably going to continue to flare and rise. I mean, it's getting down to the wire here. But if the Bolts can pull off this game, I'm still going with hopefully a Game 6 closeout. But we'll see. So I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your Saturday. Don't forget to tune in for that puck drop at 12:30 today at Amalie Arena. Get your coffee, get your matcha, get whatever you can, and actually, we can pull off a win today. That's what I'm going with. So once again, I don't mind the chirps. I don't mind the comments. Mad, sad. I mean, it's NHL playoff hockey. We're all here to have a good time and just, do what we do. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Who's going to win today? What are they going to win by? And who's going to take the series? Because I've only gotten a few comments on who's going to take the series. And I think it's because everybody's nervous that when this series first started, the Panthers were favored to completely wipe out and take it. I think they were only giving the Bolts like 1-game win. So don't be scared. Put your thoughts out there. Put your comments out there. I sit here and put all my thoughts and comments out here. And once again, a 3-2 OT win is my prediction for today. Leave your comments below. You can also leave them on social media. Don't forget to follow, like, share, subscribe, and add. We are on TikTok, obviously right here on YouTube, Instagram, as well as Twitter. And then throughout the entire game, I tweet, live tweet everything, all the action that's going on at the Sports Case. Join me, hang out with me, chat it up with me. You guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your Saturday, and go Bolts.